Okay, so at the top of our journal here, we are going to write division as a fraction. And we're going to talk about how we can see division problems as a fraction. The first thing I want to talk about is the division symbol itself, which we've already done. But if we look at that division symbol, we can think of it as what? What is that division symbol? Just tell me, come on. It's a fraction. This is the numerator. This dot would be the numerator. And this dot right here would be the denominator. So we can see division as a fraction, right? We can take the first number and divide it by the second number. So literally, when we read a fraction, we can read it as divided by. We can say numerator divided by denominator. I'm not writing it for my own benefit. We can say numerator divided by denominator. Literally. That's what a fraction is, divided by. Or that line can say out of. We could say 7 out of 12. Or we could simply just read it as a fraction, 7/12. Okay? But it's part of a whole. A fraction is a part of a whole. Is everybody with me so far? So in 5th grade, you have to be able to use 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12 as your denominators. So let's think about 2 as the denominator. And I'm going to write a word problem. And I would suggest that you copy it. Ashlyn has 1 pretzel. That she wants to share equally with, who are we sharing it with, Ashlyn? Caleb. How much will they each get? Now I know that, ooh, snap, crackle, and pop, that's going to dry out now. Now I know that this is a division problem. What words in this problem tells me it's a division problem? It's always the same kids with the hands up. Law, how do I know it's a division problem? What? I see 2 words that tell me. Share equally. That's okay. Now, I'm no artist, but I'm going to draw a pretzel. No, I'm not. I don't know how to draw a pretzel. Like this. Oh, yes. I drew a pretzel. If you can't draw a pretzel, just draw a circle. So there's my pretzel. And how many pretzels did we have? One. And Ashlyn's sharing it with Caleb, so how many people? Two. I'm going to cut the pretzel in half. How much does Caleb get? How much does Ashlyn get? So they each get 1/2. Or, to look at it another way, I have one pretzel, and I'm dividing it by 2 people, which I can then turn into 1 divided by 2. Because this line literally means what? Divided by. Or I can say 2 goes into 1 how many times? 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. This is the remainder, right? 1/2. Any way the cookie crumbles or the pretzel crumbles, they're going to get 1/2 apiece. Are there any questions about that?
No, because the pretzel ain't the same
What do you mean?
if you cut it horizontally.
We're cutting it equally in half. That's the key word. Share equally. I'm not trying to get into the art of cutting a pretzel to make it equal. Okay? Now, so what if Ashlyn did not have one pretzel? What if Ashlyn had 4 pretzels? And this will be on Google Classroom for you to get later, okay? Okay. Okay, so what if I had 4 pretzels? What if Ashlyn had 4 pretzels and she wanted to share with Caleb? Now, I did my shorthand. Ashlyn has 4 pretzels. She wants to share it with Caleb. Same exact problem, except now she has 4 pretzels. Well, what do? You do 4 pretzels divided by 2 people, which is 4 over 2. Because if we read this literally, it says 4 divided by 2. Yes? And what is 4 divided by 2? 2. Or 4 divided by 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4, and you're left with nothing. They each get 2 pretzels. But we need to see it as a fraction. Because the answer might be 4 halves. It would be like if I cut each one of those pretzels in half and gave Caleb 4 halves and Ashlyn 4 halves. Or I could just hand Caleb 2 and Ashlyn 2. Okay, let's go a step further. What if Ashlyn had 7 pretzels and she wants to share with Caleb? Now what? 7 divided by 2, or 7 halves. 7 halves and 4 halves is what kind of fraction?
7 over 2 and 4.
What kind of fraction is that? When the number on top is bigger. It's improper. So we have to turn it into a mixed number. It looks like this. 2 goes into 7 how many times? 7 divided by 2 equals 3 times 2 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. It's 3 and 1/2. They will each get 3 whole pretzels and 1/2. Does that make sense to everybody before we move on? Let me try to. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. Ready? Mr. Best had 2 eggs. He scrambled the eggs to share with his 2 children. How many people? Me and my 2 children. 3. How many eggs? 2. So Mr. Best has 2 eggs for 3 people. If I wanted to make that a division problem, what would it be? 3 people. I'm dividing the people by eggs. Go ahead. 2 eggs divided by 3 people. We're going to share them equally. Fair shares. I can simply set that up as a fraction and get 2/3. And it's ready to go. I'll get 2/3 of the eggs. Noel will get 2/3 and Judah will get 2/3, which is real funny because neither one of them will eat scrambled eggs. So I get them all. Ha ha ha.
And they can get both eggs.
Okay. So let's stay with that denominator 3 for a minute. And let's say that there's 3 eggs and 3 people. Which would be 3 eggs divided by 3 people, or 3 eggs shared equally with 3 people. What would that fraction look like? 3 over 3. Any number over itself is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1.
That means each one of y'all get 1 egg.
What if I had 9 eggs and 3 people? Tell me my division problem.
3 to 9.
Tell me my division problem. What am I dividing? Homer. I'm doing 9 eggs divided by 3 people. And so what does my fraction look like? Ziggy? 9 over 3, exactly. And if I read 9 over 3, it literally says 9 divided by 3. What is 9 divided by 3? We would each get 3 eggs. Your first job is to figure out what are you dividing. I'm not dividing people, I'm dividing eggs. Okay? If I divide people, we can't have halves, can we? We have to be careful of what we get out our knife and start chopping up. If we start dividing people, then it better work out evenly or it's going to turn into a horror movie. And that's not what we want. Okay? I'm flipping over to my next page. And we're going to do 4. Okay? Mr. Best made one big pancake. One big pancake. For his family. How many people are in my family? 4. Bartley, Crystal, Noel, Judah. But I just made the biggest pancake I've ever made, and I'm going to share it with 4 people. What is my division problem? What am I dividing? Aiden, what am I dividing? Really? I'm going to chop up my family. You just made an axe murder scene. What am I dividing? The pancake or the people? I'm dividing the pancake. 1 pancake divided by 4 people. Okay? And if I make that into a fraction, it's 1 divided by 4 or 1/4. I take that pancake and I slice it up for 4 people. And we each get 1/4. Okay? What about if I have 2 pancakes and 4 people? Aiden, this is your time to shine. Tell me how to divide that. 2 divided by 4, which is 2/4. Now I want to show you 2/4. Here's 2/4. What is 2/4? 1/2. Right? Now let me show you this. If I had 2 pancakes and I cut them into 4ths, I would get 1/4 of this one and 1/4 of this one, which would equal 2/4 or 1/2. Okay. What about if I had 17 pancakes and 4 people? What would I end up with other than diabetes? It would be 17 pancakes divided by 4 people, which is 17/4. So now I have 17/4, or I can set it up 17 divided by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. If I go one more, it would be 20. That's too big. 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 17 minus 16 is 1. Everybody gets 4 and 1/4 pancake. Okay, I got room on here. I'm going to go one more number. I'm going to do 5. Then tomorrow we'll do 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay? Let's do 5. I have 2. I don't want to do like pet canaries or anything. That would be terrible.
2 books.
2 books? Are you going to rip pages out?
2 copy machines. Candy bar?
Huh?
2 copy machines. 2 cards.
2 copy machines? You going to chop it up with an X?
Two burgers.
If I had 2 copy machines and 1 person, that'd be okay.
2 copy machines.
Yeah, that'd be okay too. I want 2 Slim Jims. I better capitalize it. Proper noun. 2 Slim Jims. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. And I have 5 people. Okay, Thomas, what am I doing?
You want to do 5 divided by
5 divided by 2. I'm going to chop up 5 people. What am I sharing? 2 Slim Jims divided by 5 people. Tell me a fraction for that, Carson. Very good. Is it in simplest form? Let me tell you a secret. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5 are all in simplest form because 5 is what kind of number? What? No, not just odd, it's prime. Okay. What if I had 6 Slim Jims and 5 people? Tell me my division problem, Jocelyn. 6 Slim Jims divided by 5 people equals what fraction, Caleb? 6/5, or 6 divided by 5, or 6 over 5, or whatever. And now what do I have to do? Now I'm at a point in my 14th year of teaching that I can say 5 goes into 6 one time and 1 left over. But you are just starting 5th grade. So you can say 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 and 1/5. 6/5 equals 1 and 1/5. What?
So you can only have. Now,
Your denominator is always the number you're dividing by. See how it's the denominator here? It has to be the denominator here. Because you're still breaking it into fifths. Okay? Let's do one more, maybe 2. I have 20 Slim Jims. And I have 5 people. What's my division problem? Eli? Huh? What's my division problem, Jaden?
20 over 5.
20 divided by 5. What's my fraction? Caleb?
20 over 5.
20 over 5. What's 20 divided by 5, Maddie? It goes in evenly. It's 4. Everybody gets 4 Slim Jims. Are there any questions before we move back to Excel?